You are listening to Fantha Tracks.
Because of the following special program, Wonder Woman and the Incredible Hulk will not be presented this evening.
It's time to get all your Star Wars news in a single file. This is Making Tracks. Here are your hosts, Mark Newbold and Mark Mulcaster.
It's not true. That's impossible.
You're listening to Making Tracks and a very special episode as we head back to the XL in London for MCM London Comic Con, which took place over the weekend of the 24th to the 26th of May 2024. As part of the show, the cast of The Mandalorian came together, and that cast included Brendan Wayne, Tait Fletcher, Emily Swallow and Temuera Morrison to talk all things Mandalorian and much, much more. So here's that panel right here on Making Tracks.
When you're joining something as magnificent as Star Wars, what is that pressure like?
Boy, you know, they kept it so beautifully secretive to me for so long. I really just went in with confidence until I found out, oh my God, this is Star Wars. Yeah, it's a daunting thing. I mean, it's the responsibility of carrying the weight of it. It's like it's something you want to come with all your strength and all the goodness of the universe behind you and your forefathers and ancestors, and God damn it, you better carry it right. But it's just that.
And then you have someone like Tem, who's such a veteran of the series, that you have to perform alongside.
Yeah, there's some weight that you feel for sure.
Emily, what was it like stepping into Star Wars?
Well, it was the same for me. I didn't know what I was getting into. Thank goodness. I had hints that it was something maybe connected to Star Wars, but also remember when this show started out, well, when they were casting the show, they said there's going to be this new streaming platform, Disney Plus, and there's so many streaming platforms. You don't know what is a big deal and what's not. And then there'd also never been a live-action Star Wars, and the fans are very passionate, which we appreciate. So I knew it could go any number of ways. So I just did my work, focused on what I knew, which was very little, and approached it really the way I would anything else. And I finished all my filming before the show was ever named, before it was ever announced. So I was blissfully unaware, and I'm very happy for that.
Brendan, did you make that hat?
Did I make it?
Did you make it?
Yes, I did. And now that I've said this, Disney will sue me. Thanks.
All right, let's get to the fans. We'll start on this side. Tell me, what is your name, where are you from, and what is your question?
So, can you hear me?
I can.
Hi, my name is Spencer. I'm from Southend, but originally I'm from Scotland. So my question for you guys today is, if there's something that you could change about the canon of your character, like their story, what would it be and why?
I'm gonna say I was born flawless. I mean, I don't, not one thing. I'm like Beyonce, as you can see.
You are the Beyonce of Star Wars. I say that to everyone. Yeah.
I say, let's change. Let Heavy live. I want Paz Vizsla forever. Right? Come on! As much as the armor is my muse and she takes me on her journey, Paz is my conscience. What am I gonna do? Who checks me? Who makes me question things? You know, like I honestly, one of the most beautiful scenes I've seen portrayed on small screen was that moment. And I want to change that in his canon. That, for me, that's all. That's all.
Also, take the Beyonce of Star Wars. That's a great t-shirt idea.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, all right, I like that.
Yeah.
Talk later.
Thank you so much for your question.
Thank you.
This side. Hi, what is your name? Where are you from? And what is your question?
My name is Ryan. I'm from Guildford. And what was your favourite scene to shoot out of every... I know some of you have been in movies, not just The Mandalorian.
Well, my favorite scenes were always the scenes with my brother over there, Brendan. We seemed to, it reminded me of a movie, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. We had this brotherly love going on. I think I was Butch Cassidy because I'm a little bit older than Brendan, so I have to be Butch and you're the Sundance
So I'm
Kid.
Butch and you're Sundance?
But look, Brendan was such a wonderful supporter. He had already been in the outfit for some time before I turned up. Yeah, and I did turn up in quite spectacular fashion. You and Finnick Shan looked like you're in deep trouble. And then I turned up in this... and I came to your rescue. So from there on then, that moment there was just fantastic. So much love, brother, much love. Emily, thanks, much love to you too. So that was a fantastic time for me to come in there and save your ass, basically.
Everybody does. No, so me, growing up as a Star Wars fan, Boba Fett was my guy. So to be there when Boba Fett lands and just absolutely brings nothing but pain and saves me, like, I mean, come on, that's pretty spectacular. Like, the reason I got my hair standing up right now. The reason why we have the Mandalorian is because we had Boba, and nobody could have filled those shoes or carried that weight better than Tem. You know what I mean?
For me, it was wild when we were building the suit for Paz, and I had no idea what we were doing. They were just measuring everything and figuring out. They came in with this matte black Boba Fett helmet. And I go, holy shit, am I Boba Fett right now? And I go, assuredly not, but then it just built up. The second best part for me was really the first time to see the three of us on set. And you know, I was in with Mando, and we're seeing all the smoke and the atmosphere and the beautiful construction. Everybody in there is just an A-list expert at their craft. It's like being in a master craft. And then Emily walks in, the armor walks in all that beauty and strength and regal tones, and I just go, oh my God, this is gonna be tremendous. You can just see right away in that moment, and it just grew from there for me. Thank you.
Thank you for your question.
Thank you.
This side, what is your name, where are you from, and what is your question?
Hi, my name's Tara. I'm from West London. My question is, what is your favourite Mandalorian armour design out of any of the characters?
I like mine the best. I mean, and I get so excited every time I'm at a convention and I see either a tiny armorer, because come on, or anytime I see a Mando wearing some sort of fur, I feel like, whether intentional or not, I take it as a nod to the armorer. Because who else would work with fire all day and be bold enough to wear fur? Because she knows she's good enough.
Yeah.
She knows none of those sparks are gonna light her up. And I love that about her. Even though she's very serious, she's very wise, she's also a slave to fashion.
Do you see a lot of little tiny armorers?
I do. I haven't at this show, but I've seen some glorious regular size armorers. And then I've met a lot of people who have done different kind of interpretations of it. I've even met an armor. I have a gentleman who I know in the States who actually built me an armorer costume. And he does a lot of cosplay, and he built one for himself, and he's Tait size, so I know an armorer your size too. So I've seen it in all, and my dog has an armorer costume that a fan made her.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, so I've seen armorers in every size. I haven't seen any lizards yet, but there's still time.
I'm a huge fan of season 1 non-Tesla version, what I call the Pinto version.
Like beat up Camaro version?
Yeah, like no, Camaro's a little too nice. Like honestly,
the recycled version.
My brother who's here had a Pinto that had a couple different colored panels, and that is literally what I thought of when I saw Mando's initial suit. I was like, oh my God, that was like the Pinto we used to go derby in. So yeah, I'm a huge fan of that one.
Hi, this is Kevin Cornwall, and you're listening to Fantha Tracks.
Other side, what is your name, where are you from, and what is your question?
Hi guys, my name is Thomas. I'm from New York. First off, taking cue.
Welcome to London.
Thank you, I appreciate it. And taking cue from my wife, who brilliantly did it for the Ted Lasso cast. Thank you for everything you guys have done. Hours of entertainment, but also the way you've treated us as fans. And some of you sometimes sneaking through conventions and not even letting us know you're there and being so supportive. We all appreciate it. Saying who, of course. We always ask the Star Wars questions. I also want to hear who you guys are. What do you want us to know? What do you like to do beyond acting and being in Star Wars? I'd love to hear that.
What are your hobbies, friends? What do we like to do that's not Star Wars?
It's like Match.com.
Swipe right.
I like to coach proper football. I'm a Cooner fan, so don't yell at me. But I love the women's game the most, and I've coached for 20 years, and I get to do it with my kids, for my kids, and in the community I live in. So I love that.
I just want to carry on being a simple man, making my way in the universe, spreading the love. Have a couple of beers every now and then. But yes, be grateful. And may I say, Ashley and everybody, I just want to acknowledge some very, very dear friends of ours who are no longer here. We recently lost Carl Weathers, who we became very close with. We also lost our Shana Trippick, who was a big part of our look in terms of costume. And of course, Jeremy Bullock, who set a lot of the kudos up for me as Boba Fett. And so I just want to acknowledge those people. Their spirit is still alive, and we were very, very close to those people. So I always like to acknowledge those ones who have gone beyond the veil. Thank you.
Tate, what are you and I doing for your hobbies after we go for a long walk on the beach?
Well, we could train a little jiu-jitsu if you wanted, or kickbox. And then
that's gonna go well for me.
and run my pups. I love, yeah. Or if you really want to have a big day, what I'll be doing when I get home next, we'll be retiling my bathroom and getting countertops in and stuff. I've got a big it's like I've got drywall everywhere. It's amazing that I can be clean at all when I go out. Yeah, my hobbies are just are that life, and then the coaching is a huge aspect. I've been blessed enough to be able to be a coach to hundreds of guys and women throughout the last 20 years of my life. I was an athlete, and to be able to give back. One of my mentors had said, if you've got a hand with somebody that's leading you, and you got a hand with somebody that needs you, and you help them pull them up, maybe you'll be all right. And I believe in that kind of an idea. I think that we're a chain of people, that we all need each other, and I just hope to be of utility for that end.
Emily, when you're not armoring your dog, what are your hobbies?
I'm kind of obsessed with I have 2 dogs, and I am properly obsessed with them, but I really like to...
What are their names?
Oh, their names are Norma Jean and Arthur Miller. Norma Jean for Marilyn Monroe, so of course Arthur Miller. And he's a little, he's very obsessed with her, so that it rings true. One of the things I love about living in California is being able to just get away into the mountains, into the ocean. I love being around all of you people. I love people, and then I absolutely have to get away from everything. And I just like to go wander. Yeah, and that's one of my favorite things about traveling too, is getting to go to all these beautiful places. And I was just up in Vancouver Island for a convention, and it's getting to be the perfect season there, and I got to go on some beautiful hikes and just appreciate all of that.
Nice, thank you so much for your question. This side, oh hi again Harvey Dent. What is your name, where are you from, and what is your question?
My name is Sander from Lowestoft, and I've got a question that I'd like you to try and answer in character, if you could. So, the biggest tragedy in Star Wars is that Anakin grew attached to Padme, and as a Jedi, that turned into the dark side. If, horror of horrors, Grogu, attachment to the Mandalorian, should lead him down the same path, how would your characters deal with Grogu as a Sith Lord?
I always knew he was trouble.
I like those odds.
No comment.
Well, there's the headline.
I'm not sure if
I don't act for free.
point. I think my point would Ragnar would come back for a vengeance. And maybe I'd be Obi-Wan in that position, you know?
Nice, thank you so much.
Thank you.
This side, what is your name, where are you from, and what is your question?
Hi, I'm Jay, I'm from Scotland, and my question...
Be more specific.
Aberdeen.
Thank you.
My question is, which prop did you have the most fun with?
Ooh. I thought you were going to say trouble with. I got 6 or 7.
I think my gaffy stick I had the most fun with, I guess. I wheeled my gaffy stick pretty mean, actually. That was kind of fun.
Yeah, I have to take a cue from you and say I had a lot of fun with my hammer.
There's nothing like that big blaster. I mean, for me.
I mean, I am the gunslinger, so my blaster.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thanks
much.
very much.
We just got a preview of what everyone's going to steal from set when they're done, and what will be on display in their homes in the next 10 years. Over to this side, what is your name, where are you from, and what is your question?
Good afternoon, my name is James, I'm from Taunton, Somerset. And my question is, where would you like to see your character stories go next?
No pressure. How's
I want to see a flashback to the heyday of Mandalore and when it's a bustling, viable city.
For everything in one location, daily news, reviews, interviews, podcasts, video, and social media feeds, bookmark FanthaTracks.com for Star Wars news 24/7, 365.
I'm always conflicted about this because I love the mystery around the Armorer, and I trust John and Dave to reveal as much as is necessary and no more. And I don't want to muck that up by thinking what would be better. Although I did have this fantasy that I've talked about with Tait before, where, and this was back in season 1, where I just was always in that little forge cave thing. And I thought, wouldn't it be fun to see those scenes where, because those, I mean, everyone was so sad, we were all in hiding. So what about those moments where the Armorer had the disco ball drop down and everyone came in and had a party, and Big Paws is at the bar serving drinks. They did a little karaoke. You know, they had to cut loose.
You had some great moves there when you came on the stage there too. So
yeah, the Armorer knows how to kick up the
knows how to
heel.
boogie.
Yeah, she can kick you down.
I would actually like my character to visit the Mandalorian, the Mando 4 or something, and you know, and come in there and kick some real serious ass as well, the way he did. And came into my show and stole an episode of my show. So I'd like to do the same to his show.
That to us. I would like to actually meet your character on the show, on either show, because I was on your show.
Didn't I see you?
No.
Oh.
I was on your show and we didn't meet.
We're going to have to do something about that as well. Well, even just having another show would be great, wouldn't it?
All right.
Yes, okay.
Why not?
Okay.
We want to see that show?
Okay, yeah.
Oh, there's to another show.
Well, we could host a dating show.
Well, or a cooking show, maybe a cooking show.
Or a cooking dating show.
Maybe a cupcake showdown.
The great Boba Fett bake-off.
That's right.
Brendan, where do you want to see your character go?
On the big screen, right? I mean, I tell you right now, anything with the kid and getting business done the way Mando and Grogu do sounds like a good idea. I think that's the way to go with it. And please, get me Boba. I mean, come on, guys. We're here because of Boba Fett. Give me Tim. Let's go. He and there was nothing better than watching us try to beat that Rancor. I mean, that was back to back, firing, and Tev and I enjoy a little fisticuffs. It's going to be great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Over to this side. What is your name? Where are you from? And what is your question?
Hi there, my name is Ricardo. I come from Camden Town, and I've got a question regarding once you have the armor on and how you do your scenes. So, can you actually hear each other? Do you understand that you've delivered a line, or is it done like you do voiceover after the fact? Like, how do you get like a signal from your character?
I'm deaf as well, so I can't hear anything. It's even hard to read lips through the helmet. And I don't know how we did communicate. We just sign language, was it? Or just, I would have to point to you, your turn, my turn?
We do a lot of head nods, but to my mentor, this is when I learned that I had to be a little bit more clear when I was in the helmet. I was sitting across from who at the time was just Apollo Creed to me, and he was giving me the calamari flan and baiting me into going to see the client. And I spent an hour looking at him, saying the lines, but I don't get starstruck. I've been around all kinds of people, but this was different. This was Carl Weathers, and I'm sitting there, and I'm telling you right now, for a good hour of doing the shoot, I'm just like, and finally he goes, "Hey, Manda, any chance you could speak up for me?" And I just had to come clean. I was like, I gotta be honest, I don't get starstruck, but I've been sitting here for an hour going, Apollo Creed, Apollo Creed, Apollo Creed. And we laughed about it. From that point on, what you see on that screen is very much informed by the way Carl took me under his wing and taught me how to be a man in The Mandalorian, and it was incredible. So, yeah, there's some moments where you're like, what? But for the most part, I think it's pretty good. I've never had a problem. I think maybe M has with us, but it's been great because we're always bowing to her. So whether the sound carries up, I don't know.
We can usually hear okay, and
Usually.
there is, because we need that connection in the scenes. It wouldn't play the same, even though you can't see our lips move, it wouldn't play the same if we were sort of guessing what the other one was saying. It wouldn't have the right energy. There's still a timing to it, there's still a connection to it. And I have spent, my episode of the Book of Boba Fett, I spent 3 or 4 hours in an ADR session, which, if you don't know, is additional dialogue recording, and it's when you have to record stuff after you've already shot it, because they changed so many of the lines, which you can do when you can't see somebody's mouth moving. So if there is a sound that gets in the way and obscures it, or if they want to change how the story's being told in that scene, we do spend a lot of time in the studio as well.
We really need an Oscar for best performance under a helmet.
I like that. Yes.
I agree. You should hashtag that.
Is it more difficult to hear somebody in a Mandalorian helmet, or to hear the sound in this room right now with all the echo?
It depends on who's speaking, I think, in the helmet. Or if you're in the helmet, it depends on who's talking to you from outside. Because sometimes when you're in the helmet, someone who's not in the helmet can also be very quiet.
Thank you so much. This side, what is your name, where are you from, and what is your question?
I'm Charles from Watford. I have 2 questions, mostly one. Who made the most mistakes, and what is their biggest mistake?
Lateef Crowder, and he's not here to defend himself, so I'll just tell you right now, he ran into a wall, he threw the baby away.
I'm gonna blame Grogu. I feel like Grogu made the most mistakes. And
Yeah,
he's
I
not
agree.
here to say anything. He doesn't do conventions. That guy is a diva, and he
Gotta
never knows
carry
his
him.
lines. It's ridiculous.
And he never meets the fans.
Yeah, Yeah.
So rude.
Yeah. He's always got a nap or eat eggs or something.
I always like to consider that there's no mistakes.
Oh, I like that, yeah.
Production doesn't agree, but okay.
Thank you so much.
Hello, this is Mark Thompson. I narrate a bunch of the Star Wars audiobooks, and you're listening to Fantha Tracks.
Do or do not. There is no try.
This side, what is your name, where are you from, and what is your question?
Hi, my name is Karina. I'm from Scotland, originally from Poland, and I've got two questions. One of them is, what are your favorite memories from behind the scenes and things like that? And the second one is, do you have any advice for people who would like to work in the movie making industry but maybe don't know where to start?
There's so many incredible memories that I have. It's just a fantastic group of people to work with. And I love when we get to do these conventions together and we get to hang out. I mean, on set is kind of like this because we have long hours, and it goes incredibly slowly sometimes shooting a show like this because there are so many technical elements. So fortunately, everyone has a pretty goofy sense of humor, and we can relax together and be idiots together. What was your other question?
Advice on...
Oh, advice. Oh, that's a big question. I think the most important thing is just to create. Practically speaking, there's a lot of different ways in, but I think no matter what leg up you get, if you meet the right people, connections, whatever, you need to know what it is that you want to say. You need to have found what your voice is and what you're passionate about. And you need to have both, I guess, for lack of a better word, the product to show. But even more than that, I think you need to have sort of stretched yourself to see what you're capable of so that then when opportunity arises, you're ready. Because you never know exactly what form it's going to take. And the more you just sort of make it a practice to, if you're an actor, act in plays, make films with your friends. If you're if you want to be on the technical side, same thing. It's so easy to make a little film on your phone these days. And you need to start using your imagination that way, because I have found that even when I get a great opportunity, and then I have to know what it is I want to do with it. No one else is going to tell me, like, this is the way to do this. This is the way I know. But yeah, just create.
Thank you.
I think I would say that my answer for how to get into it, there's 1,000 routes and none of ours is the same. But what I would say is to learn how to suffer. If you can suffer well, because what my real answer is learn how to be in love with it. And if you're in love with a thing, there's going to be suffering. But you can let your love for that thing lead you, and it will make sure that you stay the course regardless of what obstacles come. And if you have that kind of tenacity, whatever that is will come true. You'll find a brighter day on that. And I think that's true across the board. There's a lot of things that are passing fancies and this and that. Learn how to love deeply and learn how to guard the thing that you love.
I have wonderful memories of not only working with the brother here, really great fun, along with Fennec Shan, but we had this wonderful producer-director called Robert Rodriguez. And when he turns up on set, it was quite funny. I'd always look at his PA, and his PA would be always carrying his guitars and his amplifiers around the set. And he'd direct with a guitar in his hand most of the time. So we'd sort of make up stuff on set, like a bit of blues. And then I'd get up, okay, Robert, hit me with some blues there. Yeah. And then I'd start making up some blues. Well, I'm cruising on my Bantha on the sands of Tatooine, yeah. I'm gonna head for Mos Espa. I've got some business with the Pike Syndicate, yeah. Well, I'm a mean bounty hunter. My best friend's a Mandalorian. And I forgot the rest of the word. Oh, yeah. And as far as a bit of advice, Look, I remember asking the same question on a movie called The Piano. There was Holly Hunter, Sam Neill, Harvey Keitel, little Anna Paquin, and I used to go up to Sam Neill because I was just an extra in the background. And that's how I started, being an extra. And I figured, man, I got to get closer to that camera somehow. And I asked the same question. Hey, Sam, what do you reckon? What do you reckon about this face here? Should I go to Hollywood? How do I get to Hollywood? And I ended up there somehow or other. Be tenacious. Give it a go. Do some theater. You got to have it in the mind. You got to believe in yourself. Make the most of every opportunity. The current just flows, and it comes from the source. It never returns. So make the most of every opportunity. Do some theater. Not that I've done much, but anyway, work on your voice and all of that stuff. And good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, I just thought I'd break into a bit of music there every now and then. Sorry about that. I'll go back to sleep now. Sorry.
Friends, I'm sad to report that's going to be our last question, but I can't think of a better piece of advice to
We're not finished yet. I'm sorry, Ashley. We're not leaving. We're cut. Did you say last question?
That was the last question.
We're not finished yet, right? Okay, love you. Come to New Zealand. Come down to New Zealand. We got fish and chips down there. We play cricket and rugby. But you guys are beating us at the moment. Okay, see you in New Zealand. We'll have a barbecue. Yeah.
Thank you all for coming. It's been magical.
One more time, let's hear it for them. Our Mandalorian panel right here at MCM Comic Con.
Visit fanthatracks.com or be sure to comment, like and share on our social media feeds at Fanthatracks. Send in your listeners' questions by emailing radio@fanthatracks.com. Subscribe, leave a review, preferably a 5-star one, on Amazon Music, Audible, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your podcatcher or smart speaker of choice. And as always, thanks to James Temple for composing the Fanthatracks intro, Adam O'Brien for our Making Tracks opening music, and Mark Daniel and Vanessa Marshall for our voiceovers. Tune in to Good Morning Tatooine. It's live Sunday evenings, 9 o'clock UK, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, on Facebook, YouTube and Twitch. And check out our Fanthatracks Radio Friday night rotation every Friday at 7 o'clock UK time for new episodes of The Phantom from Down Under, Planet Leia, Desert Planet Discs, Start Your Engines, Collecting Tracks, Cannon Fodder, and special episodes of Making Tracks, and every Tuesday at 7 o'clock UK time for your weekly episode of Making Tracks. And remember, Fanthatracks.com, our social media feeds, Fanthatracks TV and Fanthatracks Radio are absolutely so no Patreon, Buy Me a Coffee, Kickstarter or Indiegogo required to stay updated on all the latest Star Wars news.
Coming up next on Fanthatracks Radio, it's another episode of Making Tracks.